Good evening and welcome to today's evening show. I'm Afonso Z, and so right here from the Liberia Public Radio. Today is Sunday, and of course, this is all Freedom Watch. Today, Freedom Watch, we're going to look at the community, some of the things the community is involving, their own initiative in Liberia with their status here in the diaspora. I'm going to be having a group of community leaders who are going to be joining me right here. This song is from neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire, and what it's telling us is let's put our hands together. Let us unite. Let us do something that is common. Let's do it in common. Let's stop the bitterness. Let's stop the resentment. I'm Afonso Z, and so stay tuned.
Marina, Mama Irene, Mama Sylvie, Amanda Ramone, Ingrio, Sibo, Benjamin Boy, Pelandiano Yaba, Mobendi Eric Dway, Bemano Ade, Amwese Avie.
Even though Carver Missions Academy in Liberia, they will be having a convention in Philadelphia, and so the leadership going to be here. We'll be having a conversation here this evening. As we serve the National Front, let's come home. Let's come right on our feet here. Those are graduates of Carver Missions, is based in Liberia, Robert Howard, and so I'm going to be having their leaders here very shortly.
Yiswawo.
This is the true representations of Liberia Public Radio with the ways and the traditions of Liberia, the culture and its beauty. This is Minister of Gay, Abuto Gay, there right there in her own traditional song by Maryland, that is Maryland County. Let's go. Thank you so much, Pretty. To Musa camera. What kind of camera you got on there? You want to put me on camera? Welcome, good evening. So this is the Liberia Public If you're a Marylanders from Liberia, you are in the house of LPR, baby, when you say good evening, then happy first Sunday. So hopefully you are doing easy. Right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Okay, let's get a ball rolling. So good evening. I'm Afonso Z and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your Sunday with us here. Time check here in the East Coast is 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining us, whether you are in Liberia, right here in the USA, Europe, and in part of the world on planet Earth. As long as you have access to internet, you will get us live. This program is being aired simultaneously on Sky FM TV in Liberia. That's the news content sharing we are having, and more going to be coming. I'm going to be right here. The man, T. Max Jiratet, Matthias, and the rest of the folks of Sky Force in Liberia. We will be doing a lot of other work here, making news proportionate, fair, balanced, critical, and objective. But we will ask all of the tough questions needed. We will respect you. We will have a dialogue. We'll have a conversation. You will agree and disagree with us. Of course, you, our men follower as well. We'll also give you the opportunity where you will be able to express your view, add your grievances, and disagree with us. One thing we do require on this network is civility. Even for those of the very few people or your peers are going to be listening and you're going to disagree with them. That's the beauty of national discord. Disagree with me. Make your case and see whether that can be persuaded, or your colleague or your friend can be persuaded, but it must be done in a civil context. Then we will have a genuine conversation. Unfortunately, that's not what we are having nowadays. People find the media or podcasts or whatever to be more or less moving in the entertainment aspect. Yes, it does have an entertainment component, but the real news, the issues must be discussed. And that's our push right here on LPR. And hopefully we in Sky family, we will also share that concern. To get this billboard behind me, us here, it's going to cost you a little money. That's a way of giving. So Carver missions, academy, eliminate associations in the USA. I'm going to be having their leadership, former leadership, and planning committee. We are hearing there is a massive preparations on the way in Philadelphia for the 11th annual conventions of the Carver Missions Academy. Carver Missions is located right in the heartbeat of Mosorado County, right on Rawafi Highway. It has the history or the background of Carver Missions is more or less Christian-type school. I'm not saying Muslim students are not there. I'm just giving you the basis, the foundations of it. Missionaries from in the USA. We know, we heard about those days, and still now folks from Liberia here in the diaspora, alma mater, They are being involved. I believe this is my second or third time having conversation with folks there. Our understanding they will be having a convention this year in Philadelphia. What are they doing? What is their impact to the institutions and students and the survival of the very institutions? More often, we hold government national leaders accountable of not doing what is right, but we do have a shared responsibility as people of our country, our former institutions, our communities, our villages, to also make impact in order to be heard and make our voice to be accommodated. How many of us doing that? How many of us are concerned in our very villages, town, that people still going down the creek, no hand pump? Are we taking a second thought that, yes, I'm going to, see what I can take a self-initiative or organization-wise to give back to the community? Or are we in a glass house and throwing stone to make sure everything should be bread and butter or peanut butter and jelly? I don't think so. The buildings and the buildings of national society or the country, it should be the sole responsibility of all of us, directly or indirectly. The government, the national government, takes the lead. And we must all cement that. We can disagree with the policy, but in the interest of the Liberian nationalization policy, its involvement to make our country much better, we can also do that. It empowers you, it gives you the leverage. If you're making an investment, if you're doing something and the government or your leaders are not doing it, then you become more concrete in your talking point because you will point out a specific, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm investing in, and you are not doing anything. Then you can argue. So we're going to be having some community leaders here. My guests are arriving and gradually. We're going to be breaking down here. What is their involvement? What is this Carver Missions Academy Alumni Association is all about? Is it like organizations in the political contest or people finding the breeding ground to make their case to go to Liberia and hold LPR as a state witness to say, oh, I was on LPR 20, blah, 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 and we did this, we did this. So this is a justification of me to contest as a senator, as a representative and stuff like that. No one is above the speed limit right here on LPR, or including myself, sitting behind this microphone must be held accountable. That's the society we intend to envisage. That's the society we intend to be. So all of these, our great community leaders, don't get me wrong, I've been there. I am still there. They are making the ultimate sacrifices. And all they get in return, insult. You eating our money. You're not doing this. But guess what? Bulk of those people who whine and act like a little chihuahua, they don't pay a dime. They don't pay that convention fee. They don't do anything in one financial report. How can you get financial report when you're not even, how people will be dividing social money? You're not part of the social, you're not part of the club, you want to get money. It doesn't work that way. Put in it and we can hold them accountable. And that's exactly what we are doing right here on this network. And those are the conversations we have with our sister network in Liberia, Scar-TV and FN. We are sharing content. This podcast is being simultaneously aired. We must hold all accountable in order for Liberia to be the nation to what it is. You are under the voice of Alfonso Zienso right here. This is the informative news magazine, Freedom Watch. Let's get the ball rolling. Okay, it is time is fast spent. The guy, the man, I believe he's the president. He's turning the wheel of the Carver Missions Academy Association here in the USA. I must give him the kudos for taking the second thought of his alma mater. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to answer the question. It doesn't mean we're not going to have the conversation needed. What are they doing and what do they intend to do? He want to be representative in Liberia or senator? I don't know. Don't ask me. We're going to talk all of that. But the biggest thing is there's a big event expected in Philadelphia. So let me bring in the president, Mr. Frank Gibson, is backstage. Let me just bring in the rest of the planning committee. Hopefully they will be here to have this conversation here. Let's get this ball rolling. There he is. Mr. Frank Gibson is the president of the Carver Missions Academy based in Liberia. Mr. Gibson, good evening and welcome on LPR.
Good evening, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we get a kind of common tradition here. Usually we kind of give. Do you recognize this billboard or this banner behind me?
Oh, sure. That's my banner. That's our banner.
Oh. Okay, good. All right. That is to our own supporter to your initiative and waiting.
Thank you very much. Highly appreciate
the listening audience. Just in a few minutes, introduce yourself, set the stage, and while the other folks will be joining us and we'll get the ball rolling.
Great. Thank you for having our banner up like that.
Yeah, just briefly introduce yourself. I don't know who is Frank Gibson. I do know he's the president, but let's give our audience a fair clarity. Who is Mr. Frank Gibson?
All right. Good evening to you and your audience. My name is Frank Gibson, and I'm the current president for Carver Mission Academy Alumni Association in the Americas. And we'll be having other members coming on to talk about our upcoming reunion, which will be from June 10th to the 12th.
Okay. All right. So, folks, there you have it. We have the president. Let me see. Okay, let me, let put tattoo. You know, if I put it there before you kind of, I mean, man, I just come and put it there, this and that. Let's put it there so that the way.
That's all right.
Okay. Okay. All right. So while we wait for the other guests, let's have the conversation here going. Carver Missions Academy. Is that your alma mater?
It is. I once went to Carver Mission Academy way back. I don't even want to date myself, but I went there many, many years ago.
Many years ago. Why you decided to look back?
Well, I decided to look back because when I went to Carver, I actually started in first grade there. And the teaching that I got from there has helped me a lot through life. And I saw the need to go back and help other people who are there currently. I may not know them by name, but I mean, I know they are there and they are studying, and I've seen pictures from there. And our secretary actually went there and saw the need. So we decided to get together and organize ourselves and then try to give back to those that are there trying to study to get an education.
I know it's another drama on planet Earth to put our people together, to deal with people, to manage people, manage in the sense of being administrative here. How difficult was it to call people, hey, this is what we need to do. We need to look at it. We need to look at our institutions where we all learn to get us to be where we are. But there will be apprehensions hanging out there. Oh, Gibson want our money now. He coming strategize to do this. How difficult was it to sell this narrative to the rest of the other people? Okay, well, I think it's getting more serious. Officials, planners, past president, they are all backstage. Are going to be bringing them in. Let me bring them so that we hear too exactly what we're going to be saying. Folks, I'm Alfonso Zian Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. The politics, the bickerings in Liberia is being undue this evening. We're looking at other Liberian community, leaders here taking the back, looking back where they come from and say, hey, we need to do something, and not just only putting fingers in the eyes of the government. I see the former president is here, the secretary, they are all here. This seems to be a cohesiveness of this organization. I hope the politics in Liberia is not intruded into this group here before faction, independent Carver Mission, God forbid, to come in here. My mouth wrong on plenty of things. Don't mind me. Okay, let me go backstage and bring in the former president is here. Mr. Malone is here. The Secretary General, Delphine Johnson, been bombarding my phone to make sure this our lines to make sure this program is in place. They are all here. Gentlemen, ladies, good evening and welcome. Happy Sunday. Who went to church today? Who didn't go?
Thank you very much. I didn't go as well.
Oh, former president, come on. All right. I don't know how many months I've been going to church I went today. Everybody was like, kind of like, please don't be.
Well, it wasn't just intentional. We had COVID at our church, and because of that, church was canceled for today.
What a genuine argument. Okay, guys, good evening. Welcome. It's good to have you here. I'm happy that we're having this conversation and all of us keeping this appointment current. The president have started. Let's go to the former president. Just briefly introduce yourself, and we'll go to the secretary and just get down to the wire.
Yeah, my name is Carver. I'm one of the former president of the Carver Mission Academy Alumni Association, and I'm happy to be here. And hopefully, we'll get the questions and we'll answer.
Hopefully, amen. All right, we'll see how it plays out. Okay, let's go to the lady in the house, Madam Johnson. If you were to call you, just briefly introduce yourself, and we'll get done.
Hi, everyone. My name is Delphine Johnson, and I'm serving as the Secretary General for our beloved organization. And we are here today to tell the world who we are, what our mission is, and what support we need from you out there. Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you. I'm doing quick editing here. I don't want to be indicted. I just call my name, he knew my title, and even put it there, say. So let me just put it right in here.
Title.
We can get it going. Okay, we just was see. All right, I'm just gonna give it some kind of name here quickly to match it. CM Carver Academy. There you go. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on here. And I was just with the president. Let's push the ball around. We're going to get to the substance why we are having this conference, why we are hearing this big preparation is in the making in Philadelphia. Mr. Malone, if you were to call you, it's strange. Usually when people leave leadership, man, they turn their back. It's hard for them to work with the current administration. You are doing something extraordinary that I'm seeing right now, side by side with the Cuban, to echo the message of your former alma mater. Why are you involved? Oh, my goodness. Why other than going off? Okay, Mr. President, just go ahead. They got disconnected. I'm not sure why, but they will be here. Go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I think you're watching at the same time and doing this, so I hope it's not disturbing you. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so let's get down to there's a meeting of convention coming up in Philadelphia, correct?
There is. There's a reunion, usually reunion or convention, or whatever term you want to use, that will be held in Philadelphia,
right?
This month, June 10th to the 12th, and we are encouraging everyone to come and help us. Usually, what we have these reunions.
Help you with what?
Well, that's what I'm getting to now.
Okay.
Basically, when we have these reunions, what we do is we are trying to raise funds to be able to help the school back in Liberia. So that's one of the main reasons why we have these reunions. So that's why we are encouraging people to come there and help us to raise some funds to be able to help the institution, Carver Mission Academy in Liberia.
What specifically, if you will, for me to ask you that the Alumni Association you guys are involved with, what is your goal? What are you targeting? What do you want to see happening?
Well, every year we take on a project. Okay, we have several projects on the books right now. We started a computer lab project years ago. That is still in the making. We are still working on that. Well, currently, the project that we have is the scholarship project. What we're doing is we take a couple of students and try to pay their school fees, because as you know, in Liberia, many parents cannot afford to send their children to school. So what we decided to do is to help those students that really want to learn, because we know there are students there that really want to learn. So we decided to help a few of them. And as we go along and get more funds, we'll be able to add more students to it. So that's the project that is on the books right now.
Okay. Let me bring in Madam Johnson. She's back with us. Hopefully she doesn't interrupt again. You are the current secretary for the organization?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I hear the president world, I believe you made a trip in Liberia at some point in time?
Yes, in March.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's most recent. How you got involved and why?
Well,
not everyone. I know it's some kind of upside down question, right? But most people will say, I don't want to bother with this thing here. All the people can do this, and people get sick and tired. But to see later to get involved, it's time consuming.
right. For me, by nature, my personality is I always want to be helpful. So when the idea came out, when our ex-president, Lua, and the rest of the members came up with the idea to form this organization, and it was all in the name of helping the less fortunate kids that we have back home, I could not help but to jump on board. And since I came on board, I've tried to give my best. And this is my passion.
Okay. What was the, let me ask you, so you visited Liberia. What was the defining moment? What kind of re-energized you to say, you know what, I got to stick to this thing here, even though I'll be doing my doubles, my triples, or whatever it is, but there is a need that we have for interventions. What did you see for yourself in Liberia? And that you as official of the association to also kind of like sell it out there for something to be done. What was the eye-catching event that you saw in Liberia?
First of all, eyes are deceiving. We can sit here and take a look at pictures all day, but going there and seeing the actual people, the actual situation that our kids are faced with, brought me back to that point to say I need to do more. One thing I would tell you here that I really caught my eyes was I visited the cafeteria for the school, and I saw the kids standing up, no sitting. They bought their meal and they stood up and ate the meal. That broke me down. It really broke me down. And that's what is pushing me so hard for us to do more, because there's so much to do. Our kids, even with all that situation, the kids still want to learn. That's the interesting part of it. They want to go to school. They're looking forward to going to school. But parents are jobless, no income, so they can't pay tuition, so the kids cannot come to school. So that's the reason why I'm so passionate about the scholarship program to keep our kids in school. And as long as they are in school, we'll keep them from trouble, and we'll also be able to look at other things that we can do to make the learning environment comfortable.
Wow. What you saw, was that a situation at the time when you were in Carver Mission?
Actually,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. I mean, was that a situation? Because it's like, from what I'm hearing, that seems not to be the case when you were there then to see what is happening now, correct?
Correct. When I was there, no, we had place to sit and eat our meal and everything. So that's what really, really drew my attention, to have seen students standing up, nowhere to sit, to even have a meal. It just broke me down. And I know no one should be able to live such a life and be comfortable. So that's why I'm so passionate right now. You got no clue of what is going on in my head, how to change the lives of those kids in that school.
How to change the lives of those kids. Mr. President, let me just bring you in here. That's your number 3 person here. I don't know how your constitution looked there, but secretary is a powerful person. Hearing what I'm hearing from the secretary, how was this message cross over or pollinated to the other rest of the members? Yeah, we need to do this. We know we are all here involved in different politics, and the history of this school more or less is Christian oriented. Missionaries from the U.S. I'm not sure whether they are lending that sort of support that used to be there. Then you all are grown adult men and women making good money here, my guess. So it's time to chip in. So how is this message being resonated with your rest of your members?
Well, when Ms. Johnson visited Liberia in March, while she was there, she was sending us pictures of what she was seeing on the ground. And then every member had an opportunity of seeing those pictures. And then, like this organization, we have a monthly meeting that we meet the last Sunday every month, the second Sunday rather, in every month. So we discuss that there, and then that just light up the passion in people to try to encourage them that this is what's happening there. The things have changed. When you attended Carver Mission many, many years ago, some of you more recent, but things have changed. As you know, after the war, everything went upside down, and it continues to go that route, as you can see it.
Okay. Mr. Malone or Loa, are you back with us now? I'm not sure. The former president, I don't think he's getting a retirement money or so. Internet.
We're working on it.
You see, I don't know whether that Boost Mobile or what kind of
whatever you got going on.
If you're not giving the man a retirement, then you're not expecting to do something. Okay, all right. Let's guys bear with us. Hopefully, we will get in on. But I'm happy that he's here. That's another way of saying the group is working together. Now the convention is coming. That's the cardinal point of this whole thing here. How many delegates? How aggressive your public relations getting information here? I don't think you want to have it limited to only folks from Carver Mission, organizations, Goodwill, Liberians. What is the feedback? What are you hearing in terms of attendance and the sort of support that you anticipate getting? Any of you can go on it.
All right, I'll go. Well, this is exciting. This is really, really exciting because a lot of our people in our community already aware of the situation in our nation, so they can relate to what we're talking about. Most of them are family going through the crisis. So it's easier now to make them understand that there is need for us to come out and support each other. It don't have to be Carver Mission. It can be any other organization, any other charitable organization out there to support the call in Liberia. We will be voted in support of that organization. So with that being said, since we brought our idea to raise funds to help those kids, everyone that I've been able to talk to, they are even more encouraged to do that than I thought, because they can relate to the situation that we have on hand. When it comes to the head count, right now, with the situation in our country here, America, gas prices skyrocketing. And not only that, with the COVID situation, people are limited to travel and stuff like that. But notwithstanding, you don't have to be in person to support the cause. So a lot of people that I've spoken to, they are willing, if they can't make the convention, they're willing to come. But for whatever reason, if they can't, say that again?
No, I said they can't come. Yes. Let them send the money.
Exactly. So the deal that I've been making with a lot of our people is, if you can't come, your financial support can come here. So we got our account information out there, and people are making contribution, and we are very excited about it, and we can't wait.
Okay. As part of our own community initiative, and this is why we have very, very much choices and selected people that we talk to, people that we bring here, because the country is already polarized. So we don't need to add more on it. But June 10th is still up there. So whatever information to move in, and I'm thankful because very spontaneous. You have shared a lot of information with us to get us to be where we are. Let us know in our subsequent program. We will keep making these sort of announcements, even if you have those numbers cash out there. That a good thing, Mr. President, now is that no excuse to say, oh, how they bang when you go there, the place can be crowded.
Yeah, that's it.
I love the technology of this modern society.
Yeah, you got that right.
I call it cash out.
You got Cash App, you got Zelle, you got all these different things.
Got everything. We got it.
So just go on your modern device and ping, and then you go into the account. So nobody should give excuse on that. There should be
no.
Yeah. So
no.
Do I want to welcome Madam Thompson? So I want to welcome you, and that's all about it, because Let me bring in the former Mr. President.
I'm having some technical difficulty. That's why I don't know. My
These people, they're not getting
internet here probably having some little problem.
I was just telling the president, I don't think that you're getting your social security or your retirement.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. You know, how did that be when they don't know the former president then? So your time my son Jeff, your own will go. Okay, but thank you for thank you for coming and lending us support. This is exactly what we want to do. Let's get this thing here. What is the target of this gathering for Philadelphia? You want to support the kids. What specifically? I did hear you saying computer and all of that, but what is the goal? What is the goal of this whole convention? How much you intend to raise to say this is what we want to do?
Well, the goal this year actually is we are focusing on a scholarship for some of the students that are there. Because you see, like the officer said earlier, many of these children, parents do not have money to send them to school. And some of these children, they may end up being the first to ever graduate from high school in their family. Mm-hmm. So that's why we are targeting that, the scholarship committee, the scholarship funds. So that's what we're going to reunion with, the scholarship fund this year.
Okay, let me bring in Malone, the former president. His being here is huge because most of the people when they leave offices, man, they don't look back. So his presence here has added a lot of gravity into this whole conversation. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
About your alma mater, what are you still involved? You should be retired by now. Why are you still? You want his job or you want to go back to the
No, I'm involved with a lot of humanitarian work, and I'm a philanthropist. I love to do community organizing. That's what I'm involved with. I just returned from the country, and I did visit our former school. What I did see there is terrible. And I decided to, get back on board with the current leadership to see how best we can make things happen to give back to our former school. And that's what I'm still on board here to see if I can, pass that message on. I'm just from the country. I did see what I saw, and I hopefully can help in that way to convince other students, former students, those that passed through that wall, graduated, even those that did not graduate. I can be of a help in my own ways to tell them what I did see. That's what I'm trying to help to make this reunion to be a success.
Okay, so how is this message being playing out there at Philadelphia? There are folks that are listening. You don't necessarily have to be a former student, but I think this is a national cause, and there must be an overall intervention in terms of what you guys want to do. What is the feedback are you getting moving forward to this date?
We are getting positive feedbacks. Actually, we are getting that. And we continue to encourage people that, to pass the message along. We have flyers on Facebook and other social media platforms, and we are asking people to come and join us. This is for a worthy cause. The lives of these children are basically in your hands.
Right.
They may not be your children, but they are children. They are human beings. All of us, our destiny is somehow tied together. So we are encouraging people to come and help us sponsor kids at Carver Academy.
Okay, there are some free thinkers out there like myself. Critical thinker always like to look back beyond where the camera can reach. It's all well scholarship. You man, our people. You know that also their family members on the scholarship, they want to do this. So let me ask this question here. How is this process been vetted? How is it play out? How is it transparent? Dolphin, are you just here? Look, enter daughter down there. You need scholarship. President Gibson on the other side, cousin, enter nephew. Former president on the other side, enter daughter son. That people need to go on scholarship. Is that how you guys doing it, or how is this process being played out? I mean, other people will want to give, but they want to see the transparency as well. I'm not going to put my resources in Fantinet. No, because right. Everything going to go down the hill. So how correct. Is this scholarship here, and how many students been targeted?
So Dolphin gonna go? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. First of all, that's something that we really have stressed on before even we initiated a program that we want the less fortunate kids in the school to benefit from this program. So I don't want to know their name. I just want to make sure that they are able to stay in school through this program. So we have stress that faculty's family, no. Members' family, no. So we have a criteria set in place
Okay.
that we have the kids to meet in order to be qualified for this program. And our eyes are on it closely. When I visited back home, I was opportune to speak to the kids that are on the program now. I interviewed them because I wanted to make sure they're not the principal's daughter or son, or some faculty member daughter or son.
You see
So
what?
I had to interview them to make sure that these kids were needed kids that were benefiting from the program. So don't worry about that. It's not going to be my nephew or my nieces. All right.
No, that's what me. I worry about it because don't worry. Then your pressure, your cholesterol coming go up now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna worry. Okay, but I love that because I think because if we are to hold government accountable, if we are to hold our national leaders accountable, it should start with us. You know, I mean, strictly fair deal, straight jacket, and that's what I want to know. So, yeah. So, how many students are being targeted right now?
Presently, we're working with,
or how many students on the scholarship right now?
2. Presently, we're working with 2. And what we're trying to do here is basically, that's why we're trying to get more funds to have more kids included in there. So that's one of the main things that we're trying to do.
And not only that, just to piggyback on what he said, we have 2 right now. This 2 year we're testing the waters to make sure that, you know, when we start, we will not stop. And that's a huge obligation we have initiated. So those kids will be looking up to us to finish high school on their scholarship, depending on if they continue to meet the criteria set forth. So anyone else that's going to be coming on the scholarship program, it's going to be our responsibility to see them through high school. So we working on it, and we really want everyone support for this because it's a huge responsibility.
Who is that? You there?
Yeah. And one of the things,
Madam Johnson, I see someone in the classroom. Is that you?
Yes, I visited the classrooms. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Oh my, Carver, America.
Yeah, the kids were happy. They were happy. They were hoping that something was going to be in the making. They were happy.
They are pocket boy. I see here. I know it looking heavy because it weighing your hands. Only inside our man I can't. Okay. All right. What is it? Yeah, you want to come in?
No, just to add a little bit more to that, we don't want to grab a whole bunch of people and throw them on a scholarship and then you leave them hanging in the middle of the road.
Right.
So that's why we are looking for more funds. The most funds we get, we try to add more people to it. You can't just, we don't want to put people there and then, after a couple of years or so, we say, oh no, we ran out of money. You on your own now.
I think that's a very strategic move. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Malone.
Yeah, to do this, we need money. I know talk about the scholarship and all that, but to do all of that to help the kids back home, we need to preach the message to get more people here in the United States. You know, people like even you who did not even go to the school to like convince you guys to help us to see to it that this worthy cause that we are doing can really help us.
That's smart.
They carry baby now.
Yeah. Okay. So we're looking for more people to help us. Yeah. That's why we're doing this show. We're trying to convince people to come. And for me, I'm involved with advertising and making sure that we can get as many people to the reunion 2022 and hopefully in the future.
Yeah, and we will do that. In fact, one of your colleagues, Madam Deborah, reached out and said, "Hey," and was just busting my line up. My people got to come there. They got to do this. And this is what for us we take pride in doing. We shouldn't just complain, and we can't do anything, And the good thing I'm hearing out of this conversation right now from, I don't know how you're going to end up, but I didn't hear anybody complaining and they will do this and this. What you are projecting is to fix, to do something about the situation. Then later on, we can complain. The convention, how much members, alumni or family of Carver Mission, how much are they paying, and what is the contributions of ordinary people?
So we have our ticket sale. That would be the get intake for the fundraiser. The fundraiser is going to be on the 11th of June.
Okay.
And we have a get intake, and it's just going to be $20. Just $20. That's all we asking people to pay to be able to enter.
How much you paying?
All right, for me. Okay, so we have package for members.
Okay.
All right, and our package includes a T-shirt and a ticket, and it's just $50.
Okay.
For members, and for a visitor like you that's going to be coming on the 11th, I'm only asking you to pay for your ticket, which will be just $20.
But you got to keep your mind open that when you enter, there's a chance that you might want to give more. We'll encourage that also. Let me just say to your listening audience.
Of course, yes. When you enter now, when you enter in there, whatever you see there, that's it now.
Let me say this to your listening audience. Carver Mission Academy Alumni Association is a 501c3 organization. So those of you out there who want to give, you can give as much as you want to give. And, and there is
why
some
now you make the number available? You never know. There are some good ways. Our folks at LPR are here very good at that.
All right, the number is right here. I don't waste time with that one. If I'm so.
The account of money been there, forget it. Quick, go ahead.
So we have our account here. Our account is with TD Bank.
No, do you have? Not to interrupt, do you have we want people to use their mobile devices to start sending, get a cash app or Zelle?
Oh, yes, I do have cash app. Okay. Yes, I have cash app here.
Pin it on there, pin it on there.
No, I come in, don't worry. As soon as you call it, the next thing you want to see it going.
So you want the cash app first?
Of course, yeah.
All right, the cash app is the $, letter A as in apple.
Yeah.
B as in boy. E as in Edwards. L as in Larry.
Yeah.
M as in Mary.
Yeah.
A as in apple. D as in Davy.
Okay.
E as in Edwards.
Okay.
H as in Henry.
Why
and the number attached to that is 267
267
242
242
7844.
7844. I think I will put this number. When you put the planet number, people not get patient or they're going to not do anything good.
Number
is sound to that, right? So
that's true.
It should be good.
Correct.
Once you put the number in. Okay.
That's the cash out information there.
Okay. Do you have a Zelle as well? You want to give that, or it's the same number?
It's the same number.
For Zelle, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I will pin the number right now, and we're going to have that's it's going to be up here so people will be able to give. All right. So what is the cost? In the meantime, what I'm trying to do there, let's have a conversation. What is the cost of maintaining this scholarship? Besides the scholarship, is there any other thing that you guys are involved with, doing at the same time?
Well, we are involved with other things. For example, one of the things we did, the association did, was when COVID hit, we did do a Rice for Teacher project, which were able to raise some money and bought rice for the teachers. As you know, that school was closed and teachers were not getting paid. So we decided that to help in a small way, we did the Rice for Teacher project, and we're able to get some rice and oil sent to them in Liberia. Wow. And like I said earlier, also, we have a computer project that is still in the making, but we're working on it little by little. But these are immediate needs that we can tackle first. That's why we're going ahead with the scholarship thing.
Okay. So for me, before you ask people for help, you who even calling for that help, you gotta come, you gotta support. What is the level of support from members within? Are they paying, or you gotta be calling them 555 times $50? I think it's reasonable they do. Because is there a membership? How many members do you have roughly, Madam Secretary? Do you know?
Yes. Our membership is 82.
82. Okay. So we anticipate all those 82, no if and but. They all should pay. Are they pay?
They should
Yeah.
pay. Yes, they should pay. That's the right word. They should pay. Hopefully.
Are they paying?
Yes, they are. A lot of
Some
them
are,
paying.
like you said earlier.
Who had anything from you? Because I will get it. I got an insider doing every time. I will be fair with information. How
Yeah.
many? No, it's simple. So because we want to have enough argument to persuade, to also talk to the folks to pay. So you who get your thing, you gotta take the lead, and people gonna do it. How many persons so far? Okay, yeah, it's the number here. Folks, we want you to give here. This is it's a water course. The Caribbean missions, you don't have to go there. You are Liberian. You will crying good education, good this is part of it. You're listening to them. The number there is both Cash Out and Zelle. Caribbean missions drive, fund drive or whatever. So we'll leave that one there. That's okay. But that's the number that sound to you. I don't want to put too much of figure, but as long you call, you put in that number, out of the information going to come out. Your $5, your $10, your $20, and whatever it is, to give. So that's it. Who is running that? Because I want to know when people start giving to, so we know exactly. You know how people then when they give, they left a put a call their name. Oh, thank you, that time they can give. I know all the strategy inside. So if you whoever in charge of anything drop, just let us know. We'll put it in the air and celebrate them. Believe me, other people gonna follow. So
We will certainly do that.
Yeah. And since we have this number with your authorization to moving forward in our subsequent program, we try to be reminding people to also, to see reason to give to that. How many of these out of the 80 some more person, how many persons you anticipate of coming? I mean, that'd be fair. If they can't come, okay. Sometimes we have to save costs now. Traveling going to cost a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, people, especially about people within the proximity of Philly and those places, I mean, they shouldn't have an excuse. And people who, like Maryland or not Maryland, Minnesota, Iowa, if you can't spend $300 to get a flight, I mean, $50, that's fine, reasonable. You can send that. You can even pay double of that. So
Yes.
Are you really getting on those people to see reason to do that? If they can't come, let them be honest and send their contribution.
Yes, we've been doing that, especially for me. I've been harassed. I call it harassment. I've been harassing their lounge, and a lot of them have been able to respond. Some said they wouldn't make the convention this year, but the financial support would definitely be sent in, and we're hoping to get that. But we still continue to encourage other people to join the fight. Hopefully everybody will show up and do the best they can, whether in person or your financial support.
Okay, so if you are not a member or Carver family, but when you pay that, you're gonna get what you say, T-shirt, something in a package, you say?
If you buy the package, which is $50, yeah, definitely you will get a T-shirt. But if you just want to pay the $20, that would just be for your gate intake, which will be the ticket.
What is it called? Somebody who is not a member, they want to buy that T-shirt and they send the $50. How my T-shirt gonna come?
They can call me. We can negotiate. Or sending the T-shirt to them. But they will have to pay for the post service because it's not part of the deal.
Then what we negotiating for now?
No, the negotiation part will be sending your address and things like that.
Oh, okay, the address and the you're gonna be coming to, right? I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair deal. Okay, yeah, that's a fair deal. So, folks, That's the number there. Please, let's give it a support. It's 267-242-7844. That's the number. They're just asking like for $20, you know, to see reason to. Do you have a working team in Liberia, a liaison, people that you work with to give you information and now you can count on to get things done?
Yes, we do have an alumni association in Liberia also. So we are in contact with them, like I'm in communication with them.
Yeah, they put in Liberia, they get money crazy, their money long, let's see, I'm telling you. They don't have, but when you see them checking money, you wonder why they get money machine there. Anyway, and so are they making contribution as well?
Well, their contributions basically go to what they're trying to do there, you know. But we also have them as an eye, so to speak, and they see what we're trying to do, and then they get involved. They kind of involved in some way, so we work with them.
You work with them,
right?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's but they have their own initiative as folks in like.
Yeah, there are times that they will have certain things going on, like they have career day where they have people that graduated from Carver that are working in the government in Liberia, have them come to the school and, you know, encourage the people and to make them know that they too can, you know, be up there someday.
Wow.
So they take care of that part on their end.
If people that are curious, they will want to know, what is the level of support now from those days with Carver mission, the missionary, Dolphin? Is that support still coming in? All right, I think I was. Yeah. What's the level of support?
The question again?
Yeah, no, I was asking because I know there are other people going to be asking, oh, they put a mission school, they put from America, so why they need money? I'm asking if the support that they used to give, is that kind of support still coming in, or what is lacking right now that people should intervene to add up, as far as you are concerned? Are you hearing me?
I don't think she's hearing you.
Mr. President, Mr. President.
Let me just. No, that support, to be honest with you, that support is not coming in. The missionary that started the school, many of them have left us, that they have passed away. But right now they're not deeply involved. It's not just Carver Mission. There are a lot of mission organizations that was there in Liberia when the war took place. Some of them left, you know, and how things just went, you know, the wrong direction. So basically, Carver Mission is being run right now by the nationals. I mean, there is a few representatives from the Carver Foreign Board, I believe, that is here in the United States that goes there every now and then. I don't know exactly, but I can tell you that Carver Mission is not like it was before, where we have missionary support pouring in. So that's one of the problems.
Daphne, you want to add that? You want to add to all?
Yeah, he's right. When I visited the campus, I spoke to the principal. That's one thing that he also mentioned, that the overseas support that they had in the past is no longer there. So they are operating with what they generate there. And Lord knows that must be hard. So yeah, they are not getting overseas support like they did in the past.
So how the teachers are paid?
The school fees the kids pay.
Wow. That's strictly from him to me.
Yeah, and that's why it's so hard on them. I can remember we did during the COVID crisis when teachers were laid out from school. We had to raise funds to help at least buy a few bag of rice and share with teachers just to keep them in the loop, because there was no support from anywhere.
Wow. No subsidy from national government, as far as you are concerned?
As far as we are concerned.
The poor that they said looking for you. I don't know why asking that. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, we have to ask all of these questions
sure.
Just so that we open it up so that people will know exactly what is happening. This it seems to be a challenge, Mr. President.
It is.
How many phone calls do you receive a day? Because the mindset of folks in Liberia, but here is a different scenario. They call, they just want you to come. No question, no asking anything, just come. And not to mention the secretary going there, oh, they're working with money bear from the play. Like money got with money, they don't want giving, all of that. So these are daily stuff I think that your administration or the entire association is encountering on a daily basis.
That is correct. I mean, it's a challenge. It's truly a challenge, especially when you go there and see the need that is required. So it is a big challenge.
Wow. Let's dive into the convention. Sell it out here. You know all about it. You both of you sell it out here effectively to ordinary Liberians, folks that are following us, whether they attend a car mission or not. Sell this idea to see what we're touching. I know our people, they're slow to act, but eventually this number, believe me or not, you will let me. You tell me at some point in time, people going to give. How difficult it is. We have a polarized society. There are other people there on the fence. There are different types of people. Everything government, government, government. I'm not a one. I'm not a favor of that. I like we make intervention, then we critique, then we poke our fingers in their throat and all of that. So I know this is it's also playing out within your organization, but if I could be on the right track, it has not been like a government institution those days. So I'm not sure whether somebody should be making that argument. If they are making that argument, whether it's a valid one.
No, I mean, like you rightly said, we are working together. We are looking for doing things together, and we hope that things will work out. And to talk about the reunion that is coming up, what we would like to say, you don't, like you rightly said, you don't have to go to Carver Mission. You didn't go there, that's okay. You know, you may not even know where Carver Mission is. Carver Mission is right outside of ELW radio station ELWA. So the campus is right up the hill over there in Painesville. So you don't have to be a student at Carver. Maybe you didn't go there or your children didn't go there. It doesn't matter. What we are asking you is to stand with us. We are trying to help these young children back in Liberia to get an education. So we are encouraging people to please help us try to educate these young people.
Okay, Delphine, is there a piece
Yeah.
you want to? Is there a piece that you want to add?
Yeah, I want to add to that. I believe our team is posted, and our team on there, it says turning the tide to educate our future generation. As we are all aware that every Liberian can relate to this, our educational system in Liberia is poor. And it's all because of the financial stress that is being placed on our parents there. They cannot afford to send the kids to school, and the few that can afford to send the kids to school, when the kids go to school, the teachers are not paid properly because of less income. So there are a lot of things going on. So that all have to make the educational system very poor. And this is something that I will encourage every one of us out here to get involved with. Our future generation that learning situation is horrible, and their future is at stake. If we think we have it bad now, if we don't come up and be proactive to educate our future generation, what will be faced with as a nation will be worse than what we are faced with today. So it's just not about Carver Mission. It's about educating our future generation. And I will encourage everyone listening on here today, do something, be a part. You don't have to come in person. Your $2, your $3 can put a smile on a kid's face by staying in school. We have to keep our kids in school. We hear all the time about Zogo in Liberia. Zogo are the kids that are in the street. And Lord knows how dangerous it is. When I went to Liberia, I saw kids being killed in the street, lying down in the street for 2-3 days, looking for parents to come and claim the body, and they call them Zogos. This is the reason why we need to act now and educate our people. Keep them in school. so that we can avoid all these destruction that they are being faced with today. So please, if you are listening today, please support us. Our email objective is to educate our young generation, and I want you to be a part because you will be a part tomorrow if there's any disaster. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Yes, like she rightly said, if your contribution would actually take some of the burden off of these parents that want their kids to go to school. Some of them, they struggle to put little cents together to be up because they want their children to go to school and learn. So if you give, you're helping them actually to take some of the burden off of them and giving these children actually the desire to continue learning because they don't have that to worry about, their school fees to worry about, and so they can focus on their learning. So that's why we are asking people to help us to give so we can help educate these young people.
Yes, and I see it, the fuel line here is being busted by Madam Kamara here, Deborah. Please, guys, nothing in life is easy, but we can and should not turn our back on this institutions that molded and set the pace for some of our life and that our family members and friends. Please give whatever you can to support this great initiative being say here. May God touch hearts to be blessings to the future generation. Yeah, I believe that's one of your colleagues actually reached out here to make sure that this program is here on LPR. We want to thank her for that sort of sponsorship as well. And we will be, echoing this in our subsequent broadcasts to remind people they can give, but to give, man, your truck and boss, your esophagus will go, but eventually they will give. We got to talk. You can't force them to get money. We just have to be convincing enough, for them to give, and that's how we're going to do. And so
our flyer is out there. Let's share it with the people. Where we will be this weekend. We're gonna be out here from the 10th to the 12th, and we're gonna be raising funds to help less fortunate kids stay in school. The goal is to keep the kids in school. They got to stay in school.
Yeah, I love the theme of this 11th annual Thai convention, turning the ties to educate our future generations. That's a good word, turning the ties. Yeah. The guest speaker, who was a guest speaker here? Madam Henrys? Is she here?
She's not on the platform.
No, I mean, I know she's not. I'm talking about the flyers that I have. Is she or what? Is she in the States or coming from?
Yeah, she's here. She's here. She's a resident of the States.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. I know it's Sunday evening. A lot of people on the run. I see you there. I don't know. You going to collect some money from the people or what?
I'm on the hustle.
to make the I love that. So is there anything that perhaps we should have touched on, and I'm just running my mouth here, we didn't touch on it? You think you want us for us to talk about it?
No, I think you hit it all, and we just want to say we appreciate us coming on your program tonight to be able to share this idea with the audience.
Yeah. Okay. We are ready to flip this coin around here. What is the financial stability? Because all of these organizations, the reason why because people talk to us in private. I think some people, even though they would not want to give, they are not being given anywhere. Nothing can be proven. But the people can eat people money. The people can eat people money. What is the financial stability of this organization, Mr. President, even before you came into being?
Well, I can only give you now. Okay, because that's a long story.
So when you came, before you got there, it was messy?
No, I don't want to even entertain that. I'm just saying that there is stability in it.
Well, just to add to what the president just said.
Because the reason I'm asking, people paying financial reports, it has to be current. You got to get people informed. You got to tell them. But most of our organization, the reason they are fragmented is because they have poor financial management.
Correct.
So it drives people away. You know, they pay, and people don't. Their leaders come by. After all, nobody pay me. I'm doing pro bono work. I'm doing pro. Yeah, nobody
Right.
pay you, and nobody pay you. Get off from there. Let somebody who will not get paid, let them go there equally. So,
Right.
because the way you will communicate, the transparency within the organization, that too can make it draws people and it makes people to stay. And that's what I'm asking. We want to make sure and touch every aspect that the organization will survive. Yeah, I think Madam Johnson was trying to comment.
Yeah, just to add to what the president just said, we do have stability. We have a financial team that is very proactive, um, giving us update on what our finances look like. We get financial report on our general meetings, and we also going to be having a annual report during the convention where we will get detail of what we did during the year. Just to give you a heads up of what we have been involved with since our existence, I'm just going to give you a few things.
Okay.
Um, Projects that we undertook in the past. We did distribute backpack to kids, 200 kids in the school, Carver Mission in Liberia. Um, we're able to reach out to 200 kids with backpacks. We're able to donate $1,000 to American Red Cross for Hurricane Matthew victim to help with the with them settling. We're also able to donate $3,500 to Carver Mission to enhance the computer lab project that we had on hand. And then, of course, we launched our scholarship program last year, which we have 2 people on there. So the money we asking our people for, we are spending it, and we can give account of that. For the fact that we know that we are accountable, we are 501c3 entity. We can be audited, so we don't take our finances for joke. We pay close attention to that, and when we raise money, we spend it for the internal purpose.
Wow. This is quite amazing. I know other people freaking out right now. What this woman is saying, giving $1,000 to Red Cross. How people, if they don't know you, it's not easy for them to give. Why they give that money to Red Cross? And maybe there are some people will ask that question. I have no idea why they will ask. Red Cross is always there to intervene. It's a humanitarian organization. Think about who the people that are giving to UNHCR when you are a refugee, when I was a refugee.
Yes.
So somebody will be thinking like now that like the whole kingdom just come down on them. We're talking about Carver Mission. You're looking for money, go give it to Liberian Red Cross for the people to eat.
Yes, but that just tell you that we're not just gonna limit ourselves. All right. Our goal and objective is to be able to reach out. We are
George. Go ahead. No, go ahead. He's our contributor.
Okay. Yeah. So we're not just we're not limiting ourselves as an organization. Whatever the need is, and we can help, we go for it and help in our line. So we're not just limited to Carver Mission alone. We can help whoever it is that need help if we have the help at the time.
Yeah, I think this is a brilliant. I'm just kind of like getting this. You try to wrap around my head. Yeah, we are and should be our brother's keepers. So Carver Mission gave because we love others. Yeah, that's a very, very, very. Mr. George, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I have some family issues, so running behind time. But however, welcome to your guests.
Yeah, I love your son, man. Eloy, you want to run for a bond contest and interest you?
He looked at the senator already.
Yeah, that gun there, with the purple neck there. When you see it coming in, something they're making you.
No, you don't flatter me. That is why the doctor put in, they say, "Oh, my people want me." No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, Jennifer. Okay, ladies. Thank you so much. I know there are a lot going. We're not going to keep you here. Is there any final word that you want to say before we let you guys go, or is there anything specific you want to touch on? Both, Mr. President, the Secretary.
Well, one thing we can touch on is we continue. We will be having a reunion 2022 in Philadelphia from June 10th to the 12th, and we are encouraging you to come and join us as we try to raise support for a scholarship program for students at Carver Mission Academy in Liberia, and we hope that you will be able to make it. And again, we'd like to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of your program this evening.
All right. I hearing why this. I hearing say you're having election.
No.
No, there should have been our election year, but you know, COVID is a bad guy. Just came and disrupt everything around here. So because of travel and everything else that going on around us, we have to suspend that.
Yeah. I think this philanthropy thing there, I don't believe, because what people, they don't stand the consequences and tensions in elections. So the only thing they want election, they should win. Once they don't win it, then they're not election, then they cheat them. So yeah, so you know, it's kind of a little bit. So a group said, my man, stay in your power, yeah. The COVID. and she was still there. And she's still there.
She's still there.
I see you.
What the power, Alfonso? What the power until we get everything straight.
I know. Well, the thing about it, if it doesn't spoil, don't fix it. When it's in tight, keep managing with it. But they always like to locks that are in good way, you try and go change it. They like nothing wrong with it. Like, why you want to change it? You go put like there now, you go low. You can't even put it there, go. Guys, I want to thank you so much. With your permission, this number here in our subsequent program, moving forward from here to the convention date, we will keep reminding folks, our viewers, our listeners, they are very good at acting. They just like to make sure too, whatever they are giving it is for the purpose. And saying you people, the manner in which is being articulated here, they know exactly, they know what's up. And some of us going to use our own good judgment. At least we get an insight of why you want me to give my $20 or $50. I don't just give because I got to know what I'm giving and why it's going to be used. I don't give money that will go around and causes harm to the people without any good reasons. I don't do that. So now we know your cause is legitimate, it's genuine, it's humanitarian, it's touching, it's based on empathy, knowing the plight, the situation in the country. So we encourage everybody to do the same. I want to thank you so much for your time, and we'll keep monitoring what's happening. Hopefully, it maybe with our own contributions, if everything is finalized, maybe we'll send one of our members there to do a coverage to see what it looks like and stuff like that. But it's not guaranteed. I'm saying maybe.
We certainly appreciate that.
Look at it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. We really do appreciate this time.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so here we come. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Okay, there you have it. We're going to stay that Bilbo and there's odd number. We're still going to stay here before we wrap up here this evening. Amos George, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So how you doing? And
great. Happy Sunday. I went to church today, my man. After, I don't know, I went to church today.
That's good.
Yeah, I went to church today. I feel good about it because to confess, it's been a while because outside of this thing is almost like a joy, and then you have a crazy job too that you're doing. Sometimes it just, but I'm happy I am in control of my own
destiny,
control of my own schedule nowadays. So for the most part, so I hope it stays, it is, so that we gotta go tell the old man thank you and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, they're giving you hard time. Let me let you fix it up, and then I'm gonna be bringing you back. Okay, well, folks. Okay, I think it's much better.
Yeah.
All right. So, how is Sunday, and how is everything so far?
Well, also we have a good thanks to the Almighty God, and there's no need to complain.
Who's going to care complain to say? Everybody looking for places to care complain. So, what's the point?
No,
If
sometimes
you just get,
no, I tell people if you think your situation is worse when you hear the next man, you will say, "Oh Lord, I think I should not even say this." So,
exactly.
but don't complain.
Yeah, let's give recognition to some of our men. Violet, good evening. Patrick, Peewit, Madam Samuka, Agnes, these are our primetime viewers, followers. And look, the collaborations, we'll be having extensive conversation with Sky family, and pretty well, I think it's going to be good. In fact, we are getting information that the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Simon Serena Sifos, will be on our sister network televisions in the first sit-down prime time after he inducted Cummings and he walks back. He will be sitting, which was sent doing something tonight. I was being on with T-Max, but we are hearing he will be appearing on the 50-50 show tomorrow morning. And as usual, Lpr will do the relay. What is he going to say?
Well, I think he was just explaining the legal implication and some of the things he said to war back it, or to say, well, it was the system, so they had no alternative. But the bottom line, I continue to say, they dropped the ball. The Minister of Justice dropped the ball, period. Because in every criminal cases,
was there an influential person that, was there anything outside or within the bailway for which the Minister of Justice and the Simon Serena Sifos, because I hosted him here and there were a lot of things that were coming from out of him from day one of this whole thing here. How do you think he's going to restructure this whole thing?
Well, normally, politicians, they all walk back and think, so this would not be strange. But I know if you do should it, 50-50 pushing this question.
Yeah, SK, 50-50 comes on 10:30 Liberia's time, which is going to be at 6:30. So don't sleep, you must say your line.
Yeah. So the issue is, at one point in time, he said he dropped the case, but it was the Minister of Justice that instructed him. So
the Minister of Justice. So
I mean, the Minister of Justice that instructed him. So how can he reconcile those statements? So that would be some of the issues we'll be touching on. Maybe he will walk back, and if there's any coordination between he and the minister, because I continue to say this thing, the Minister of Justice, if any Liberian is high, it is the responsibility of the Minister of Justice to contact the Solicitor General to look at that complaint.
It appears to me, you might agree, or you can express your views and opinion. At a certain point in time, it appears to me the Ministry of Justice was not really was looking at the case to be like a dead case, and at some point in time, they just wanted to throw it on this truck and say, you know what? Let's do it. Let me just get you off. If you want to set up one or two things there, yeah, that's okay. That's Amos George. So, folks, let's take a quick commercial break here. If you have a business, if you have anything you want to advertise, yeah, let us know here. Let's play this brief commercial here from the Friends of Alexander Cummings, paid for by the Friends of Alexander Cummings. If you have your party, if you support an individual, you want their promo to be on LPR yet, let us know. We will do the things. Let's take the quick commercial break, and I will be right back.
There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and is internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country.
Okay, there's a commercial there by friends of Alexander Benedict Cummings here on Liberia Public Radio. My man, Amos George, is back. Let me just bring in Mr. George. And then again, if you want to have you want to advertise your product, whatever you have, idea you want to sell it, let us know, and we can do that and make it work for you. More news coming in. It appears Alexander Benedict Cummings will be in his first prime time soon. We are hearing now here at Lpr New England Bureau. And that will be his first big prime time exclusive right after this long, useless, wasteful, unnecessary drama, distractions to the Liberian people. People wasn't able to catch that from the onset, even though we talk, people didn't listen. They make us to lose sight and not to focus on this here. So back to your point, Simon Serena Cephas.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I've been told prior to this whole year, there was a high-profile meeting held as well. It looks like they look back, they look forward, side, both sides, and like they could not find anything, but everything was based on conspiracy and circumstantial evidence. Like, you know what, you need to throw it. But it looked like Musa Ding was not a favor of this sort of things here. I think Musa Ding wanted to kick the thing long time, but who knows what all was playing. Have you seen any official statement from the other side of this whole thing here?
Which side now?
What I know, there were he was going. He had issue with his own people. Own people, I mean, with the CPP. I haven't seen any official statement. If the ambassador, has he addressed this thing to say, okay, maybe it's over. We need to mend the fences or Nyomli Kanga. Anybody have made an official statement?
No, not from any of the executive from the two.
So why is it like that?
The three parties. I have not seen anything from there.
They are noted of making individual statements and comments to say, okay, I'm not speaking for this person here. Why nobody not speaking anything at this time?
Yes, the thing is, the people they don't just respect Liberian people. They like they owe nobody any explanation. That's how they look at it. It like entitlement. What we talk, we don't talk, they will give up power. But you ran to court under a false malicious pretense just to malign somebody. Okay, the Supreme Court had made a ruling on a different case. Actually, if you look at it, that the ruling was a constitutional ruling. Tampering with someone's rights. That's what the Supreme Court ruling was all about. Because the Liberty Party and, let's say, ANC took the Unity Party to court to say, based on our agreement, you didn't follow it, so you cannot withdraw. That clause, it was what brought in the constitutional issue. And only the Supreme Court has the right to interpret a constitutional matter. So it was not about fraudulent. Let us have this thing clear. It was not about fraudulent. It was about someone's right being trampled upon. In that case, only the Supreme Court has the right to interpret if someone's right has been violated. So the Supreme Court did rule, said no, you can't do so. This clause you put in there, it contravenes the Constitution. So therefore, it's not binding. That was the Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court did not touch the issue of forgery. Let us get that clear. It didn't touch the issue of forgery. But, so that was the issue. But the Supreme Court said the law was that, so then the Solicitor General said, hey, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of law in this country. Since they have spoken, then, hey, we cannot continue this case. But I wonder, yeah, he gave me the explanation. He's a constitutional, he's a lawyer. Like he gave the explanation. That was a fortunate case in the lower court. And the Supreme Court had an issue of constitutional rights. So when that case was ruled, that no, you people cannot trample upon these people's rights, then the prosecution said, no, then that means we got no more case. So the question is, what happened to the alleged fraudulent case that you were prosecuting? What caused you to drop it? Because the Supreme Court did not touch that case.
No.
So I'm waiting to see how Serena Seafor will distinguish or to say, yes, this human rights case has something to do with the case, the alleged fraudulent case. And that's the question people are not asking, but I want to see how Serena Seafor, it will be that law.
I think that's going to be an interesting program tomorrow morning, 6:30 our time, 10:30 local time in Liberia, because you're going to be on 50/50, and we are doing everything possible we can to relay that as well. Now, this whole thing, Cummings is office. This whole thing is office bike, office shooter, or whatever you say. Would they all change their talking point now? Would they focus on the issue? Yesterday, I'm not a favor of usually picking out. People have their own way of, doing stuff. But I try to listen to other networks as well, to see their news sharing stuff, it looks like. And I listened to the CEO of Spoon Network, Mr. Stanton Waterspoon. I want to see here what I hope I get this stuff here. I think they are in the process profiling. But when you are profiling people, your profiling it can be judgmental. You leave it open, and I give it an honest conversation. But some of the things I was hearing, let me see here if I were to play that here.
I said from the jump street that Ellen was going to be the nominee.
Okay, let me see here.
Bureau and all have to
Spoon talk. Spoon talk.
I wanted to.
Liberians want to hear from you because your intro was so unique a few minutes ago when you.
But anyway, let me just stop it here. Basically, what he was saying, it kind of like, it makes me to come to a point, media institutions, more or less are doing the work of the politicians than try to do something. Saying, where was Ben Alexander Cummings when Bula were flying, when this were doing, why he didn't do this or that? This sort of notion, I think maybe the liberal can buy that because I'm not a liberal person. But the idea that people should always apportion their wealth to people, that's nonsense. It doesn't make no sense to me. I should share my wealth with you. It's at my own volition. If I want to do it, that's fine. It's at my it's being humanitarian. So wait a minute. Are they saying during the heat of the war, where at some point in time, I'm just pragmatic as any other, that's my feeling, that's one thing. I was at the port of Monrovia after the capture of Samuel Doe. The over 300 folks that were taken to Prince Johnson base from the ECOMOG, specifically the Guineans contingent who were based at LPMC warehouse, the group that were taken there on Prince Johnson base at the time. And guess what, when I was there, my senior brother that is in Monrovia, he was just watching. The other senior brother, he's in North Dakota. In fact, nearly the entire family who were at that point, at that place, the LPMC warehouse, were just only living on cocoa and hot water and stuff like that. But at that point, what we did and what other people did was to design a strategy. Hey, if for anything the hell break loose here, which of course was happening, because he was coming in now, just come and maybe people to identify you. Thank God some of us were not in the military because they have police, immigration, CID, all of the security apparatus. So once you work for any of these institutions, the possibility of you being identified by a co-worker or somebody who is on the other side is most likely. So we're like, you know what? If you are picked, if they call you here for anything, don't say. It's better for somebody to go and tell the narrative, what has happened or what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
You can't catch me and say, oh, yeah, my brother told me there, my other brother there died, the one that died, Stanley, may his soul rest in peace, to say, oh, I'm here, why you carry my brother, this and that. And that was sort of whatever so-called treaty that was signed. To the extent, when the government is getting tough and the tough gets going, sometimes to be able to tell the story, you have to deny certain basic things about yourself.
Oh yeah.
People were turning their names upside down. People were claiming to be a different tribal person because you don't want to be caught in something. So that was it. So for someone to say, oh, this thing will happen, why he didn't go down, who at the time during the civil crisis, even if you were Warren Buffett or whoever, that you're going to get on plane to go do something to give it doesn't make sense. I think our judgment, our conversation at this time is the ideas, the vision, the agenda of these politicians is the one that we should question their authenticity, how it's going to be done, how they intend to do it, what sort of government they're going to have in place, how they're going to do it differently if we are accusing or frowning on the CDC government. That's the question. But to ask this sort of question, where were you? Why you didn't do that? Why you didn't do that? So are they saying we should have leaders now who gave people handout or who were humanitarian? If that's the case, then why we should be having this sort of conversation? I was shocked when Stanton was making these sort of assertions, and I think Tamerlan George came back strong. He and other people disagree, but that's his vision. But I think when we sit on this platform, we should project the talking point that we allow the electors and the Liberian people to get a clear-cut idea or visions of some sort of holistic approach as to how these politicians that they must be held accountable. That's the ordinary people should be making those sort of talking point. I should give you something before you. I should be like a Red Cross or UNHCR before you vote me.
Yes, and Mr. So it could because I was for nothing yesterday to see Stimson Watterson and Kev Hassan and Samuel Jackson. These three people on that panel stand on saying that he don't know anything that it is not coming has done in Liberia before.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yes, and Kev Hassan supporting that, and Samuel P. Jackson, Sam Jackson, of all persons, to say, yeah, I was in Atlanta 2001, I went to funeral, this and that, I did not see it, it's not coming. Yes, I heard lately he bought a place in the hall for Liberian, this and that lately. You see, and I told people, there's a difference between a talk show host, Ponting and Wafio, and a journalist, or people who have some ideas. You don't make yourself the subject of the story. And Stanton continued to do this because while he owns the network, he figured he tells people what to do. It's not like you and myself will say, now, I can push back when you say something. Something I can push back, we can push back on one another. Say no. But he is like, I am the boss here. So what I say, I have the final say. I mean, I had Timon Jordan, my first time calling him when they did that to me with the acid door. Yesterday, I saw Timon Jordan pushing back, but still, he was not giving this guy the chance to explain. And the guy said, no, you are wrong. And I must commend Timon Jordan yesterday for taking that stand. But what troubles me, this guy is one of the they are not the biggest network in Liberia, according to them. And if you are the manager and owner of that station, leeching on like that, do you know how many people you are talking to? Not just about you are misleading them. You are not giving facts. Mr. Alexander Coleman appears on your show many times and always will come back. If you have this question, why you never question Mr. Alexander Coleman one day to say you know what happened yet? The war of fighting after the war. What did you do at this time to this time? Why you are not questioning that man? If you want to be balanced, I know you are not a journalist. You may be your own original talk show, but if you want to balance that story, why you didn't bring Alexander Coleman or somebody to say, look, I want to ask you people what this man had done, but you choose not to do it. You didn't bring any representative on. You go on the link to say, let anybody call and come and tell me. You're not being honest. If you even want to profile anybody, you're not being honest. Mr. Watterson, let me tell you, you are not being honest. You're being very biased in whatever you are doing yesterday. Because of that, Mr. So, I didn't print the document, but one, I will refer Stanton Watterson, Waterspoon, Kev Hassan, and Sam Jackson to the Liberian newspaper, 2004. Arizona Comments carried a continual load of medication supplies to Buchanan City 2004. So it means that Senator Watterson, as a news person, had not done no research.
No, the thing about
the Liberian people. Let him go to the news. It was on Achi something page. He published it. It was there today. 2004, the newspaper in Liberia, Alexander B. Cummings Coca-Cola manager, carried a 40-footer container to Basel for relief.
And the thing here, there's nothing. I have perused the constitutions of the Republic of Liberia, and it didn't say Alfonso so have to do X, Y, Z. There are specific things the Constitution outlined that qualifies one to be the president of the Republic of Liberia. I think it's fair enough. All of these 555 people, what about literally I'm saying, that wants to contest the presidency, it is time now that we, the media outlet or media to institutions, whatever you find yourself, should get they need to tell us where their agenda, what they represent, what they want to do, the policy as something. But instead of us just off the cuff and just make up something and create a saying that it should not even be a saying, create a drama, but then it comes back to the point of us Liberians, and I love this sort of dramatic event, you know, and it's just been unfair to the listening public, to the country as well. This time around, we need to note President Wiyat, his continuity, what he wants to continue. If there's new things injected into his vision, I don't know what he was be seeking. We hear him say he's going to be seeking re-election. He's been saying that, but it has to be formalized. Ambassador Boyka, he's one of the presidents, say he wants to contest. So far, Alexander Cummings and all these other different parties, which is okay. They need to start telling us their manifesto or where we can go and get their blueprint, or they need to share with us. I think on the basis of that, we can question it, because I can't create a conversation, or I can't just make up something because I want somebody to listen to me, or I want somebody to be enticed to say, okay, come here. And that is just unfair. And this is what I'm pushing for. He Cummings to come back here, and hopefully that will happen, because I'm hearing more out of him now. He's talking about infrastructure, agriculture, education, saying it, doing it. That's a different thing. And the only way I can get a better insight is to give him the opportunity so we can have an extensive or real concrete conversation as to how it's going to be done, what sort of government that he intends to put in place if he's elected president. And I think that's how we should treat all of these candidates. But to come as a major media outlet, to come, where were you, why you didn't go to the country, what you have done, this and that. The Constitution didn't say there's a precondition in becoming president of the Republic of Liberia. That's a wrong exception. That's a wrong interpretation. And that's a big deceit to the listening public.
Yes, and this is what we're talking about. But because of our society, when someone is in it, then they say, oh, the guy, he's right. He read talking. No. Go to the Constitution, what the Constitution defines for someone to become president of the Republic of Liberia. If someone is not in line with that, then you have to run to question it. But on the other side, for someone to take the personal money and you demanding it that they didn't use it at this time because he's worth it, cannot tell Thompson what else him to go now.
That's insane. Why he didn't tell his Coca-Cola friends? He run it. So I don't understand. So then
hold on there. Stanton was in America. He's in America. He running his private business. That is your business. You can hire and fire anybody. But when you are in a 500 Fortune company, they have a policy. They go back. They're not picking the phone and call him or really employ this person as my cousin or my countryman. No. And Stanton doesn't even know. In Atlanta here, they have people who met and said, Alexander, come and help me. When I got to Coca-Cola, I didn't know him. But when I got to know him, he did assist me. And Sam Jackson doesn't even know. And he knows it. But these are people who know the facts, but because they tend to disagree and lie. He said that the Boston community center. No. And it's not coming, did not buy a community center here. Coca Alexander Community Coca gave a grant to the Liberian Community Center here. That money was taken to lease a community center we had here. I was part of that at the time. On one Leo Mulva. Then 2 terms.
Is the Leo still around?
Yeah, no, they're gone. Like, remember, don't meeting anything, nothing gone. Then Miss Yasinepe Martin was vice from the Leo. She served at 2 terms. I think the money was either 20 or 40,000, if I'm not mistaken. Through Coca-Cola, through Arizona Commerce. That was before the Ebola. So, Sam Jackson, if you want to say anything about this man, why didn't you do your research? He didn't buy a community center here, Sam Jackson. I was listening when he said, I just look at it, people are laughing. Why these people lie so much? And I always say this, Mr. So, if I don't like you, I will not lie on your name. I will leave you alone. Anything I say about you must be the truth. But Stanton Watterson, Sam Jackson, and Ken Hassan, can you sit down there to say you don't know anything this man had done in Liberia before and after the war? Come on, man. Why we are so deceitful to our people? Because of politics. Why we can't say the truth? If you say the truth, nothing will harm you. But the notion, Mr. So, that the narrative always pushing to the Liberian people that someone is kind is the same because George we were all in the refugees camp in the war. That is the notion. So what I tell someone,
we would be electing people, leaders, national leaders on the basis of their humanitarian gesture. Is that what? Is that an argument?
That's the
What they
argument.
want us to do? Then let us ignore the Constitution.
That's the argument.
Then we shouldn't complain. These folks that are represented, that are giving hands out to people, no name. Let them just go right by.
Yes. But let me say this to them. I have a list, but just on top of the head, what's about the generator that is not coming, the know to BWR today they are using? The Muslim Congress School.
No, I think his argument at the time of the war, which is silly, because I was in Liberia. Many other people were in Liberia that you could not even leave from one community to another. Other people just went to do to get something and they got caught up behind the line, and some returned, some didn't return, and some people entered in different countries for someone to demand that the war of fighting, you didn't go there or you didn't do this. I don't see the rationale of such a thing.
He did not. He was in Nigeria, but he said that as not did not go to identify himself with people in the refugee camp.
Go where? Go where? To go to other refugee camps?
Yeah, that's nonsense. Because the point is, George Weah was flooding in Nigeria. I mean, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and I tell people this thing here. It's that everybody that in our refugee camp that benefited from George Weah. No, it was who knows you. Frank brought you to George Weah. They introduced. They say, okay. Even Richard Trouble, the basketball they had on the camera. I was not in the camera. I wasn't talking about. I used to go on the camera. You ask the former deputy minister of information, Eugene Falcon. You ask him about me. He and myself. He was on. I used to go there.
No, but
so what?
The whole thing here. No. The whole thing here is. We are playing big deceit to the Liberian people, and I think the role of the media is in the middle. It's between government and its people. You get a message from the government, you get it out to the citizenry. You're not against the government, you're not for the government. You more or less give informed information to the people. But because of the media now has been polarized, and politician has managed to successfully take control of the media by making huge investment, and all of that is happening in the Western world, it's a problem. So we should be asking these major state actors, those who want state power, to tell us exactly what they have in store for us.
And how
to set a premise, or to set a condition, or to create a kind of red line.
Yes.
Say, oh, what did Afonso so do for the people of Grand Jide when the war was fighting, somebody asked a silly and stupid question here one time, and I answered them the stupid way because there are some questions, there are some soul needs biomedicine in order for them to be cured. We used to have a doctor way back in Town, Samson Town. There's Samson told his town, Town. This old man, when you know how they started call Adam? I don't know, even that rare stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, even know whether he's still around.
Yes.
He got a big cut of womb. He was a, he was a guy in the place there. When you go to Sammy Boys, Samson told nursing, they ask you, my son, what happened to you? How you got caught? Oh, I was playing football. I was doing this and that, this and that. He said, oh, okay. Every bad soul needs a bad medicine. When that old man throw that red stuff there, you will flip and go in the sky and come down. Do that. He said, no, that it will dry, that it will kill, it will kill the infection or everything. I'm not going to take my time to design and do stuff here. What am I saying here? We need to hold these people accountable to what they represent, what they have. We need to ask them their agenda, their vision for the country, how they intend to do it. And that's one of the reasons I'm eager, because other people have not seen. Maybe it's somewhere I haven't seen it. If it's there, if I don't see it, then I can't talk about it. But Cummings or the ANC he's talking about different things under his presidency. Okay, talking it and doing it are two different things, but we need to have this conversation. And for somebody to sit behind the microphone to suggest and to say, where was he at the time the war was fighting? Oh, I should kill myself before before the war over. That's the only way Liberian people will know. Oh, hell no. It doesn't work that way. That's not what that's not what we should be talking. We should start looking at their vision. We should start looking at their surroundings. We should start listening to their tone, their language.
No, they don't care.
Yeah, perhaps then we can make an educated guess to say, oh, this is the kind of government we're going to be having. But because Alfonso So did not go to, I was in Waterloo. I'm going to leave Freetown, Waterloo, and go to Tabu refugee camp, go to Danane refugee camp, or go to Bunubura and all of those places first and gave. Then if that happens, it qualifies me to be the president.
No, let me tell you. Senator Watson, I know the narrative he's trying to push.
Where is he pushing? Where are you pushing?
To tell the Liberian people that George Weah is the guy who loved the Liberian people, because when they were in crisis, he was the one that was visiting all the refugees here. That is the narrative he's trying to push.
Are you saying do you have something personal against him, or do you think is that a soundbite that he's pushing?
That's why he's driving at. I don't know Senator Watson. I don't know him from anywhere. But just how we see, we have to hold each other accountable for what we say. Because if you want to
nothing to say, they say according to they're going to be profiling these people in the video. I don't know what is the profile.
How do you profile people? And you do a research?
Right.
Did he do a research of Cummings? I just gave you a paper. The Liberian newspaper at the time, 2004, got Mr. Cummings there, carrying a 44 container to Grand Bassa County. If Stanton has done his research, he would have seen that. He would have seen that. But because, according to he said, he had not seen nothing. So how did he arrive at that point that he had not seen nothing in the paper? It's in the newspaper, not just someone writing in the newspaper. So before when you tend to profile people, Mr. Toh, you do an extensive investigation because you want to say things that you can present a record, make reference to. If I say I have profiled Mr. Toh, I gotta go back when Mr. Toh was born, the kindergarten school, the elementary school he went to, some of his teachers, principals, where he moved from one point to another.
Associates, people that he's made in the past.
Yes, when I'm saying that, I will make these people as reference point. So if anybody wants to challenge me, you can talk to those people. But he sat down there.
It's just like you're doing a paper, you have to have a citation. You can't just get it in writing. They are not your own information. You have to call those people and give them the credit.
Yeah.
Or you just throw a whole blanket and draw the conclusion.
That's what they were doing yesterday. And I will say again, I must comment.
How dangerous is such a situation in such a volatile election that is coming?
This is the scene. Even yesterday, I wanted to write something, but I said no. We all know the story about Radio Kigali. Someone was sitting behind that microphone.
Yes.
With the trainer, he turned out the whole country upside down. And turned on what
people don't understand the power of a microphone. The people sit under your voice and you just make up things and you just say it because you are in desperation of news.
The force. The way he put it, the emphasis he put it on it to say this thing is true. Then moreover, when he was telling, I think the producer was putting a picture of Alexander coming with Ellen Johnson, gave him the highest honor of African redemption, whatever service.
So what did they ask that question while that was given?
He never. And I think the producer, the picture of being flashed on there. And I was asking, why you think if this man had not done anything to the country, would be one of the highest honor in his country? During the Ebola, a team of corporate executives that went to Liberia raised money. So how can you come to say that man never did anything before and after? Stanton Watterson, you are rich boy, you are a rich young man. Be careful how you characterize other people.
Don't go against him for his riches now.
Yeah, no. But he's rich. Mr. So,
I'm complacent of where you are, my man. I know that. Just pulling your legs.
Is rich, and I'm not envious, but I gave him the credit. Yes, you're rich, but I'm telling him, be careful how you go after other people. If you want to go after other people, I don't care. Just be factual. I go after people, but I always say I don't want to lie on anybody. Because when I say something, I should have the facts. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry that I said this. But what Stanton Watterson and Kev Hassan, Sam Jackson did yesterday was a
complete. Think about what is annoying now and it's sort of so confusing and it more or less is just an entertainment now is all of us and people not creating the talking point that we allow the electorates to make an informed decision by asking these critical questions to these politicians, looking into their agenda, what they represent, and their mindset for the country. Unfortunately, that conversation is not being kept. People come on and psychologically, that's part of it. And that's what we don't do here for us on LPR here, to create a talking point that you want to hear. If that's why you're here for, sorry, you missed the mark. Yeah, people need to be told what they need to know.
Yes.
But you figure out, oh, let me say this today. When I say this, people will pivot in my direction. If I say this, the opposition people will be happy with me. If I say this, the government people will be happy with it. So it has become a sort of visual cycle. Today, I would throw something, the opposition group will come in my face. The next day, I would throw this red meat, and the government people. That way, you kind of keep you balance your base or your listening audience, And I think that is wrong and it's unacceptable. It's unfair to the country because we are in a very consequential time. And it is time for us to have this genuine conversation. We are not going to badmouth any of our politicians, take at us. They have all reason to contest. All we want to know how they're going to do it, the method they're going to be used, and just be a little bit detailed, provide a little bit detailed information. I think fair balance and give them the opportunity to have that sort of conversation. We're not going to be judgmental. I'm not the one to say this person, you're not this. If I have the opportunity to talk to you and hear from you, perhaps I can come to that conclusion based what I know and what I hear. I can come, and that's a personal decision. That's a problem. And media, you are not there. go ahead.
No, we are not there to be a judge. We are only there to put out the information. The people that consume the information will make the judgment. But when you put yourself in the situation that now you become the judge, then of course, the title of you being a media personality is gone.
Yeah.
I said this. There's nothing wrong with you asking Mr. Cummings about what he did before.
I'm anxious to have him here because I'm getting a lot from him. I'm wondering how he's going to do it. You're talking about budget cut, where he's going to cut and why he cut in there. Those are technical and strategic questions we should start asking.
Yes.
You know, it's the government.
Yeah, and here's the thing I'm talking about, Mr. So. The man comes on your platform. You can ask all the questions. And you can come back and say, hey, you know what, man? Let me just ask you, man. So time. Where were you? What were you doing at the time? Tell me something about this time. Who you met, like during at the time? You did. He will explain something to you about that time. But no, this man is not on your platform. He got no representative there. And you say you are profiling him. How are you profiling him? What is the document you have to profile him? To say, okay, from 1989 to 1990, you were at this place. What were your activity engaged in? Did you come across any Liberians? From 2001 to 2004, you were at this point. What were you doing there? Did you do anything? I learned that you did this. Then the man had the time to represent himself, to say something or represent it. But this man is not there. Nobody there. And you say you profile someone, but you don't have no document, timeline to show. But you just assume that from the war to this point, the man never did anything. And you got thousands of people listening to you. You're being very deceptive. You're being dishonest. A media person should not go on those kind of lane. They kept Hassan, Sam Jackson, they all could not yesterday way stand on Watterson because I think he's the CEO, so nobody can stand up to him. Too many judges, I must give you credit. Because too many say, no, these are not criteria. Or he's not, we cannot let somebody who cannot ask him. Except we ask him, but you cannot make the assumption. Oh no. If anybody will come on now and say, hey, come on. Is that how you profile somebody?
Let's take a break. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Yeah. That's
from the West African nation of Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It has been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Wakarinanga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
Okay, I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio. Time check is 9:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very shortly, so we will be winding up for the rest of the evening. We are now hearing the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Simon Sorina Cephas, will be appearing on our sister network television tomorrow. That's the Sky TV and FM, sharing news content with Liberia Public Radio. He will be in the first prime time, we are hearing, being told by our folks that Councillor Simon Serena Cephas will be appearing. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to be saying. We are also hearing very shortly, soon, a free man now politically, that is Anna Benedict Cummings of the ANC, will also be taking the first prime time interview. We will confirm that when it comes, but our sources close. They are telling us, and other major news outlets are hinting us here. So let's, before we go back here. So, Mr. Pat George.
Yeah.
We're going to take time to have those people. We're still fighting to see whether we can have Omen Boyka, Ambassador Boyka, His Excellency, the former Vice President, to also have that conversation. I just don't know. Do you know who really we can contact? Because I've tried that. I tried in Liberia. I tried here. George Lobo, I promise he did not live up to his promise, which is okay. Do you have any other? Do you know anybody that we can reach to have the Vice President? Because there are a lot of unanswered questions by the Vice President that I want people need to know as well to have this question. And if possible, to the President, the sitting President, why we must give him second term. You know, will they come? You
but you for the former Vice President, maybe you can talk to Costa or Mo Ali. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know none of these people, so I can't recommend it. But I'm just trying to get these are the people that got Mo Ali, Secretary General of the party, Ami Modan, Chairman, maybe. But the way I see it.
Why are they hiding these people? Why are they limiting these people movement? And why are they being so selective where to speak and where not to speak?
Because
if you become president, you're going to address the nation. I'm part of the nation. You are part of the nation. You're going to address everybody. So why you should be selective? Who to talk to? Which media outlet? I know it's everywhere. It's in the U.S. here. You will never see Joe Biden going to Fox News and all of that. It's okay, but you can have some of your top surrogate to come, people that we can make a guess that, okay, when what's his name, Omen Boyka becomes president, we can figure out that some of the people who want to be in his cabinet or some senior advisors. So designate those people if you can come, and then let them speak for you.
No, but here's the thing. The Liberian people don't care about these things. They just don't care. You see, George, we are today. Going to 5 years, you can count the time that he addressed the Liberian people. How many times has he faced the media? He normally, what we used to see, when the president leaves the country, he come back on a state visit. The president there, he briefed the press. But now you don't see it. Maybe AFBC, they call 2 people from AFBC, that's it. 1-2 questions, they say that's it.
Okay.
But what I tell people, the president is on moral obligation. Because I always say this, if you go on your private visit, something, when you're using the Liberian people money to go out there, you owe the Liberian people an estimation when you return. What was the purpose of the visit? What they're going to
why are they even making the argument when they say the president can't speak? And then when you ask them, oh, because I'm not president, yeah, you're not president, you want to be president, so you need to come forth to as well. It's proportionate, it's fair. You don't have to be president before you answerable to people. You want to be president. You're working like a president. You're seeking for that office. So there's no status of limitation to say, okay, because I'm president here, so I can't talk on these things, I can't do that. You need to come forward so that we will see how you're going to have it done differently than what we are experiencing. If what we have is bad and you have the good ones, you should start selling it. Simple as it is.
Yeah, and this is why some of the folks in ANC don't agree with me. I said at least 2 or 3 times in a month, Alexander Commission should address the Liberian people, the press, on the status of the country, the economy, crime, education. Let you talk to the people.
Is he a president?
But you cannot have someone in the seat of the presidency and 2 or 3 months you will not hear this man talk anything.
Okay.
What are people suffering? What are they dying? Whatever, good, bad. There's no assurance to the people to say, I understand what is going on. We're trying to work on it. You see here, Joe Biden, the inflection what we're faced with, almost every month or 2 weeks, come to say something. When there's some crazy shooting somewhere, he comes to address the nation to assure the people. But yet, as president, we are there. Killing, you don't hear him. The economy, you don't hear him. Then you wonder, is that what you wanted the job for? It's like this, like I was a person where I don't care about the country. Or, I'm president. What I thought nobody would do me anything. This is why I'm happy to the country.
All right, so let's have our last commercial paid for by friends of Cummings. What they call CDC people, Liberty Party, and other folks for them to bring their commercials. Let's take the break and we'll be right back.
And we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we find the money is going after this thing called corruption. Corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
There you have it. There's a commercial there paid for by friends of the support of the candidacy of Alexander Benedict Cummings on here. So just let us know, and we can also, bring your commercial as well, as long as you pay for it, not free. Because the politician, all the plenty thing he talking, when they get there, do your own will go. So you want it, you want your message to go, pay for it, and we play it. And we'll let you, we'll give you a fair share. We will discuss it. But he said there are a lot of things here, government of inclusion. I need a further interpretations of that government and the inclusion. That is quite fascinating. I can't wait. They need to let us know so we can have this conversation once and for all. To have that government of inclusion, to have that government of inclusion. So can he maintain Samuel B? Is that B12 or Samuel D12?
Samuel T12. But that will be up to the president, because there are certain strategic positions you want to put your own people there. But government inclusion, George Wright did it. He got most of the guys from Ellen Johnson city government. They are still in his government.
I'm wondering if I have an opportunity to talk to he comments again. Who you think going to stay on? Is he have his team set, ready to go if he's elected as president of the Republic?
I don't think I can tell you. Most of the old folks will not stay. They might bring people on the other, but will be maybe new, not these same people. I don't think so.
When you say same people, who are the same people?
Oh, like Samuel 12, Nathaniel Mangale, the Jefferson Kochi, Maritime. Those guys will not stay. I can tell you that one for sure. They will bring their own people. They will keep some other low-level hanging fruits, but they will not keep those guys.
There are a lot of information he's revealing in terms of giving it a picture of how he's going to lead. It's good. If you're going to do it, I can question that until I have an opportunity. When we had the first conversation, all of this information was out. So we're just speaking of the cuff and try to pull around, but it's good. So yeah, that's it. Simon Serena Cephas is going to be appearing tentatively, if it is confirmed. Councillor Twawon Se Gonglo, one of the progressives. He was in a town hall meeting in North Dakota, moderated by Gibson Giroux yesterday. Their folks has reached out to us here, and I believe on the 15th of June, if all remain constant, no change in plan, if conversation is finalized, Twawon Se Gonglo will be appearing here on LPR. The progressive is being fragmented. One segment of the progressive on the other side, the other group on the other side. I saw him without Hebron, where he was sweeping to Temple of Justice or Capitol building. I don't know whether you put it in your suitcase and brought it to America, or there was a one here made for him. I'm waiting to see how long that broom can stay in his hand if he's the president of the Republic of Liberia. We are also here in Benedict Alexander Cummings will be in his first prime time interview. Will he find his voice? Will ANC change the talking point and redirect their tone and be strategic? We don't know. But I'm waiting to see that interview. If it takes place, if it's going to be taken place, possibly I could be part of that if it all works out. But we are hearing sooner or later Alexander Benedict Cummings will be a first primetime interview. So, Per George, time has caught up with us here this evening, as usual. What do we anticipate to see happening in the coming week in Liberia?
Well, I think we'll see the heat of the low-fat county bi-senatorial elections heating up, because since the Supreme Court have given the go-ahead, and the two candidates, potential candidates, will be Councillor Jala and the one for the Unity Party. So those are the two potential candidates that will be battling up there. So I think this thing come to take place. And then the next one is the Liberty Party. How they want to move forward now. That is another thing we should be looking out there for.
Okay.
Yeah.
The great Amos Joy from the city of Atlanta to right here. Fire write something to description as he always posts. He always try to, he's a stereotype people and all sort of name. Pa Joyce, I want to thank you so much for tonight's conversation. And of course, the credit goes to our big fans, our followers, for staying tuned with us this Sunday. If this is your first time, by the way, tuning in, this is the Liberia Public Radio. We do have a Facebook page. Go on the official, go to Facebook, type in Liberia Public Radio. You can subscribe, you can like, you can follow us and see if we've been followed. And part of that you can do, just hit the bell icon. There will be a drop down button. And you want to say all notifications, all notifications. That's why you want to tap. That way, when we are on, so you're going to get a signal. We are also on YouTube. We are also on Twitter and all of that. So just go there. And like, I think we'll try to create an open forum here. I got to let the folks know. And those who already, since people are here already watching, we'll let them know. If you're a supporter of, not necessarily insider, if you're an ordinary Liberian, you are in the diaspora, you are in Liberia, any part of the world, and you're a supporter of JMB, you're a supporter of Alexander Cummings, you're a supporter of this Cuban president, Dr. Weah, and you want us to just have a sort of conversation to share your thought with us, why you are supporting these people, and why you want the president to seek re-election, why you think that Mame Fofana said that JMB on time. So we want people to have that. We want to have this sort of open conversation. If you find interest doing that, just reach us.
Isn't that?
Yeah, and we can have that. So we also can be held accountable why you support person, because one votes count, and we can have that conversation. Until then, folks, time has caught up with us this evening. Beautiful Sunday evening here. I want to thank you so much for your time, for your conversations, your tweets, your comments. Very, very much quite fascinating and interesting. Keep doing what we're doing. All we ask is to maintain civility on this network. Disagree with me, disagree with Pat George, disagree with your peers, but the language, the tone, we ask that it be a little bit safer so that we can arrive at a better understanding for the good of the country. I want to thank you so much for your time. Mr. George, thank you so much and have a pleasant week. I will call you to right after the program so we can have our inside conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just say this to these people, because I know people will wonder why we spend so much time on Spoon Network. It happened in America. Some Fox News or CNN to go after other networks, especially with Fox, when they say something that is not just true. And so the discussion we had at the second half of the show about the CEO of Spoon TV, it was not that we're picking at them, but what was uttered yesterday was completely wrong.
There's nothing wrong to pick up. Anybody can pick up. If you don't want to be picked out, don't pick up anybody, then they will not pick at you. Keep quiet, zip it up, and that's it. But when you say something that has some sort of impact or will have impact on the country, that's fine. They have the right to say something about us. If we are, if there's something that they disagree with, that's okay. So I don't worry about that, why people should say that. Of course, sharing of news is very strategic, is very much important. I can just come here and throw anything out there that is, that shouldn't be, that is just unacceptable and doesn't follow normal norms. So then that is okay. So, but again, it is what it is. I listen to that. I don't usually get myself into sort of phrase, but if it is wrong, it is wrong. Call him and see if you can have that conversation. But for somebody to lay the premise or be a precondition that you must do, I must share whatever wealth that I have, I must share with you, I must give it to people before I can become president of the Republic of Liberia or become senator or representative of Grand Union. Hell no, that's not going to happen. If I want to do it, it will be done out of my own volition.
Good way.
Something. It shouldn't be that's not what a constitution did. That's not precondition of becoming president of the Republic of Liberia. And so if somebody is to pre that sort of soundbite, it's in the wrong context. That's not what we should be doing. We should ask them by this time, what do they have? What they want to do? Why we should change? Why we should move George Weah and put you there?
Yeah.
Want to have that sort of a conversation and see what you're going to provide. All right, we're not going to relegate this conversation. But George, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening. All right. Okay, so this is one of my favorite songs from neighboring to like Cote d'Ivoire. You're going to be taking it home because what it's in a Crown dialect, and it tells us we should put our hands together. We must work together as one people, and in order for us to say. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening and stay safe.
Marina, Mama Irene, Mama Sylvie, Amade Ramone, Inyo, Zibo, Benjamin Boy, the Peredia, no Yaba, Mopenti Ritue, Bamano Ade, Amwese Avie, Monaranja, Erbition, Monday Blaman in the Pepe Yamuo, get Benjamin Boy, Soko, Monday Sabo, Apoclimatio, ye, Manma, Adiwa. Petit Gaijin, même à notre allié, on s'est rendu au bord. Mon petit Assad, ma belle Jawa, maman, nous disons Gaïema, si Gaïema, ma Gaïa Jobria, oublie des Isamaga, what days you mezebo, you mezebo, si Gaïa des Gaïema, si Gaïa des Gaïema.
All right, that's how we're going to leave here this evening. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye. Is taking it unprecedented turn and is going to get ugly comes the 2023 presidential elections. There were four major political parties came together under the banner of collaboration. Political pundits and others sees this as that it wouldn't have survived. Knowing the history of the collaborations in past years with
I just want to thank you. Thank you. I just want to thank you. Thank you.